What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream today. Welcome everyone who's here live. Happy July 3rd. It's not quite July 4th yet, but I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. Welcome to all the people that are watching this after the stream too. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day as well. All right, so let's not waste any time and jump into the Bitcoin charts today. So let's jump on into the hourly chart. What do we have going on in the hourly chart? Well, we actually broke up from this inverse head and shoulders that we were talking about yesterday, right? We were talking about it might have been invalidated. We might not have, break it to the upside. We might actually get rejected and continue back down to our green box. Well, ever since then, Bitcoin really said no and has now pumped back up to the upside here and has broken our neckline of our inverse head and shoulders. Now, it's not the most beautiful inverse head and shoulders. It's kind of an ugly one, actually, if you ask me. But you do have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that you did break up to the upside. And I'm pretty sure if we actually look at our measured move here, I'm actually curious if we actually hit the exact level of our measured move. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look, shall we? No, we didn't quite hit it yet. I still think it's possible that we could continue up here. But there's a couple bearish things, at least in the immediate short term, that we do have to kind of keep in mind, right? Got to keep in mind some of this stuff. So the first thing I want to note is if we actually switch to the 15-minute chart. Now, I know we're looking at the 15-minute chart. You guys know I'm not a big fan of the really small time frames, as they're kind of most of the time somewhat useless in the whole grand scheme of things. But I did want to take a look at this. So we were forming actually kind of a symmetrical triangle here, where we actually got 3 touches on the bottom side and 3 touches on the top side, and we actually did pump that back up to the upside, right? So after that, we actually came back down, retested, right, the previous resistance as new support, and we'll see if we hold that and continue it back up to the upside here. Obviously, it's a 15-minute time frame, so keep that in mind. I usually looking at the hourly and kind of above, right, if you guys watch this channel a lot, but that's kind of what we're looking at here in the short-term time frame. Now, if we come back into it, I think it's likely we come back down. Now, the reason why I think I'm slightly bearish here, at least probably for the next couple hours, is I do like to see a retest of these usually, right? So I would like to see a retest, retesting, right, our previous resistance and flipping it into new support. You guys know previous resistance into new support, right? So I would like to see that maybe bounce off that level and continue back up. I think that's more of the healthy and bullish way to kind of go about things here. But it doesn't necessarily have to happen that way. What we could just do is bounce right off this previous resistance and continue up to our next resistance, right, which is about 35,169, right? Yeah, 169. Not 170, 169 as always. It always seems to be 69. I don't know why it always seems to be that, but, we're just going to continue with the stream. Let's actually take our fibs here from our top to our bottom and look exactly where we went to. So our first initial pump to the upside, we actually got resistance right at our 0.5 Fibonacci level, right? So from our previous high to our previous swing low, 0.5 Fibonacci was our big resistance. Now look exactly where that next resistance is, exactly at our golden pocket between the 0.618 and the 0.65 Fibonacci levels. So if we do pump to that level and we get some resistance there, that would make a lot of sense. Like I said, that's right around 35,200 if you guys want to give it more of a rounded answer here. So keep that in mind here. If we were to go to that level, I could see that maybe as being a rejection level and maybe coming back down and retesting certainly as well, if we decide that we want to pump or continue to pump up to the upside here in the immediate short term. When I say immediate short term, I mean the next maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 hour hourly candles, I should say. So our RSI is slightly overbought at the moment. We could go a little bit higher, but you can see the last couple pumps, we've kind of topped out at this general range on the RSI. So keep that in mind, that we could end up topping out, at least in the immediate short term, right, at this current level. So that seems to kind of be the case, at least, for the past week or so. So keep that in mind, guys. Actually, guys, I have my Speedway coffee today. So shout out to Speedway sponsor. We're back on the grind. They actually got back to me. No, they didn't. I'm just kidding. But hey, I'm not drinking the Premier Protein right now. Ah, man, that's good. Anyways, if we look up here, we got the 4-hour time frame. So the thing I'm kind of looking at here for the 4-hour time frame is we've been watching this rising channel. I haven't seen anyone really talk about this yet. I've been talking about this rising channel since we were really up in this range. But now this seems to be like it's playing out pretty well, right? I mean, now we have 3 touches on the bottom side, and we also have 4 touches on the top side. So everything's kind of looking pretty good there as far as this rising channel. Now, we know this is typically a bearish pattern, right? If we're coming from the downside and we start consolidating up like this, it is typically a bear flag or, a bearish pattern. So maybe we come back up, retest this general macro area of about, 36,250, get rejected, and then we come back down and retest this green box. I could see that kind of being the scenario that plays out too on the 4-hour time frame. Because if we look at some of these higher time frames, we do have more room to run up the upside on the 4-hour. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to, but that is something to keep in mind there as we kind of look forward to what's going to happen next for BTC on these 4-hour time frames. Now, if we take our fibs, let's take our fibs from this top to this low. Let's see if maybe we're hitting any Fibonacci levels. So what I like to see about this one is we on that last initial impulse, you can see how the fibs have been played out pretty perfectly so far on this run up to the upside, right? So we had this initial dip, right? The first pump went right to our 0.5 Fibonacci, and then we retraced, right? And then the second pump went right to our golden pocket at our 0.618 Fibonacci, and then we retraced. So if history was to repeat, maybe we come up here to our, maybe our 786. If we can break the golden pocket, we come back up here, retest the 786, which also happens to be pretty much right at the top of the channel here, upwards of about, 38,600. And that's going to be our rejection point. But I am looking forward to seeing what that next rejection point is for BTC as we actually have some bullish structure. Even though this is a bearish pattern, we are starting to make some bullish structure here with higher lows and higher highs, right? So, obviously it's short-term time frame, 4-hour stuff, but we are making some bullish structure here in the immediate short term. Bitcoin shorts. I struggle with the Boston accent in the morning. Maybe it's because my voice, my vocal cords aren't portraying the way I want things to do in the morning here. You know what I mean, guys? You guys ever try to talk in the morning and it just doesn't come out the way you really want it to? Well, that's kind of what's going on right now with me. So, all right, there we go. Anyways, let's jump onto the daily chart. On the daily time frame, this is playing out perfectly, absolutely perfectly, guys. Look at what we did, right? We talked about this the last couple of days, but we'll continue to. We'll absolutely continue to. All right, come from the downside. Confirm this green box here as support.
Today, I left myself a reminder. Prediction Bitcoin 80K by today. I am about as right as Moon Boy's SB Day prediction. Wow.
What's up, Squiggy? I didn't even see you in here, my guy. What's going on, man? Good to see you. 80K plus by today. Hey, you you weren't too far off. I mean, we hit 65K a couple months ago. If we didn't have that big dump, hey, Bitcoin would probably sit at 80K right now. But unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet. But I do believe you guys know, right? You guys know my bet on myself. Bitcoin will be above 65K by the end of this year. Maybe it's not right now, Squiggy, but maybe we have some July fireworks coming tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows, right? Bitcoin tends to like to kind of make random stuff happen. But anyways, we're holding this green box as support, right? Came back down, holding this green box. Came back up. We basically dropped down to our big support at the bottom side here, which has pretty much been our support on this whole consolidation. What do we do? Well, we talked about this in the past, right? We came back up, confirmed it as resistance, came back down, came back up, and have now once again confirmed it as support. So we do have bullish structure here on the daily time frame, flipping our old kind of resistance box into new support, right? Which was our previous support back here as well. And if you look left, We did the same exact thing on this consolidation in the same exact area. I'll continue to touch on this for people that don't watch the streams, right? So we came up, support on this green box, went below it, confirmed it as resistance, came back down, came back up, confirmed it as support, and then we're off to the races from there. So if this does continue to repeat, we should be off to the races from here. Like I said, not necessarily think that's necessarily going to happen the same way. I actually don't think it will. But I'm just kind of comparing it to the last time we were in this range, even though there's completely different circumstances, as this one's coming from the upside and this one's coming from the downside. And the sentiment is completely switched. People are bearish as heck right now, have the bear costumes on. Zit. And back here, people had really no costumes on, right? Because at the end of the day, most people are true long-term bulls. They're just bulls in bear costumes, right? That's how we like to kind of compare it to. So that's kind of Bitcoin on the daily time frame. RSI, tons of room to run either way. We've been really just chilling in the middle here for a long time. No bearish divergence, no bullish divergence that I'm seeing at the complete moment, but Bitcoin's still looking pretty good on a daily time frame. I mean, we did have this bullish divergence that was playing out for a while here, and maybe it's starting to just finally come to fruition, right? Where now we're starting to get, at least a nice bounce here off the longer term time frames. But in general, we'll continue to watch that. Stock RSI was turning to the downside, now turning back up to the upside. I don't love the stock RSI on the daily time frame, just because you can stay on the overbought territory for so long, right? If you just look in the past, I mean, it's a good indicator, but at the same time, it can fake you out. Like right here where you went down, right? And then you just popped right back up. So I like the stock RSI on more the longer term time frames, like the weekly and the monthly. But nonetheless, something cool to look at every day. So it's actually curling back up to the upside now. MACD was looking like it was about to curl back to the downside, and now if we actually zoom this up, is now actually starting to go back up to the upside as well. So indicators on the daily don't look too bad right now, but as we know, Bitcoin can fake us out in either direction, as we'll probably look at later in the stream, right? So that's really the daily time frame. If we look at the daily time frame as far as our moving averages here, not really much here. I mean, we're still below all our moving averages. We're actually coming back up to retest our 20-day right now, which is sitting at 35. Hold on. Oh, no, yeah. We're sitting at 35,128. I was confused for a second. Some reason I thought we were above 35,000, but we're not. It's sitting at 35,128. This is why it's still the morning, guys. And this is why I need the Speedway coffee, or I can't think, right? I can't think. But we can get back over that 20-day. That'll be pretty good, at least in the daily time frame. And then we also have our kind of our 50-day coming down pretty sharply here, sitting at about 36,850 at the moment. So a couple moving averages coming up to see if we can break through those in this boring weekend, as to say. A lot of people say that the weekends don't have much, but what I've noticed is that the weekends tend to actually have the most price action. Like I said, I saw someone in my chat earlier that said, it's mostly because the volume's so low, and that's usually why, right? I mean, especially during sideways action that we've seen like the last 2 months for the most part, when you have these low volume weekends, it's so easy to move the markets. That's really the only time you really do see crazy moves, and I think that's why it's what I've noticed is the last couple of weekends you've had pretty sizable moves, whether to the upside or downside. So that's really that, guys. I mean, I don't want to touch too much on the on the wick off here. I got to be careful what I say, because certain words, apparently, I was doing some research on certain words, maybe get you a little bit to the shadow realm here on the old YT. But anyways, if we come back down here, it's looking more and more like this is what's playing out. But like I said, it still could be the wick-off redistribution. So don't rule that out, guys. Just because it's looking like this doesn't mean that it necessarily has to play out like this. It could just be redistribution until we go lower. But we've looked at that countless times in the past where, we have so much support at, I'm actually going to switch to Ethereum in a second here, but we've looked so much at supports, you know, at the 0.618 Fibonacci from our bear market low to our bear market high. We've looked at that countlessly, right? So even if we drop lower, like I've been saying, right? If we take our bear market low to our bear market high, we have our 0.618 Fibonacci between 25,000 and 27,000. And that's the level where, you know, I don't think it goes much below that. I just don't. I just think everyone and their mother's going to be scooping that up. Their grandmother's going to be scooping up, their uncle, your friend Frank down the street, right? Your friend Carl that lives, you know, in the house next door. His wife wants to buy some too. So you never know. You never know. So make sure you guys are looking out for that. Man, people are getting ban hammered in the freaking in the chat today. Jeez. But anyways, looks spot on, T. People are getting hammered in the chat today. Anyways, let's switch on over to actually, I want to look at the freaking, I know we looked at this yesterday, guys, but look at the S&P 500. Like, this thing is going absolutely off, guys. And just keep in mind, I do have the overlay for the night stream. I haven't finished the one for the morning stream yet. I have a completely new, different one that I'm building for that too. So keep in mind, we're not going to be going through all this stuff in the morning today. We'll go through this stuff at the night stream tonight. But the morning stream is meant to be just more kind of chill, hang out, look at some charts and that kind of nature. But the S&P 500 going absolutely off today, or yesterday, I should say, not today. But man, this thing is going nuts. Like I said yesterday, it looks like a crypto chart. And this thing, I probably expect some type of correction on this. Probably come back down and retest this trend line. So don't be surprised if that actually impacts crypto, just because this is starting to look a little bit parabolic in a sense, right? So I would be surprised to see like a 4% dip on the S&P 500, which could necessarily affect Bitcoin in the immediate short term, right? So make sure you guys keep on that, man. But that's looking nuts. Yeah, the DXY is like we talked about yesterday on the DXY too. That's getting rejected very, very nicely, right? We talked about this trend line 1, 2, 3, 4. Every single time we've hit that, we've tended to get a pretty nice drop on the dollar, which is really good for crypto, right? Bam, right? Bam, and hopefully we see it again. Bam. So we'll see what happens, but based off history, it tends to be a negative thing for the dollar. So could be good. Could be good for the rest of July here. I hope it is the good for the rest of the July. Obviously, that's pure speculation at this moment, though. Come racing with us at Mid Ohio this weekend, Jordan. I wish. I got a family party on Sunday that we do every single year on the 4th. So I got to be there. I won't be streaming on Sunday, guys. I'm taking a Sunday off. It's kind of like a little refresher, or I should say tomorrow. I don't know why I'm saying Sunday, but you know, I will be taking tomorrow off as a little bit of a refresher, right? But yeah, so Ethereum on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at some Ethereum charts. So ETH is creating a nice, I guess you could call it a cup and handle pattern on the daily. It's even more beautiful in the 4-hour, but we'll switch. We'll focus on the. Let's go to the 4-hour first. Actually, let's go to the 4-hour first. So Ethereum looks like it's creating a nice little cup and handle on the 4-hour and the daily, I guess I should say, where you have a nice cup and a nice handle that if you break this neckline at 2271, could be the start of a nice run for Ethereum and really which should lead into a lot of gains for your guys' altcoins, right? So if Ethereum pumps this up to the upside, look for a move upwards of about 2,800 for possibly Ethereum, which actually puts us perfectly at our previous highs right here from June 3rd, June 7th. Makes a lot of sense, right? So I mean, that would make a lot of sense for a nice move for Ethereum coming up. But obviously, we have to wait for that break. We have to wait for the break of 2271 first. You can see we have pretty big resistance at that general level looking left. A lot of support looking left here. A ton of support. And obviously a ton of resistance here too. So this is a key level for Ethereum to really break here in the short term. And, you know, if you look at kind of the RSI here, we don't really have much. I don't know why I had this line drawn here. I really don't. to be honest with you guys. But anyways, 4-hour RSI looks fine. Looks fine at the moment. No bearish divergence at the complete moment, and stock RSI, looks like it's at the top. But as we know, in the shorter term time frames, you can stay here for quite a while, right? On the daily time frame for Ethereum, looks even greater. I mean, look at this. It looks even more legit here on the daily time frame for this cup and handle bottom. So we'll see if this plays out, right? You got to break that neckline, like I said, and if you just look at the daily, I mean, the next resistance. I mean, you went 28.51. You really just went straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. You might have some resistance right here, but really, that's really it, man. That's really it. ETH is looking pretty good at the moment, right? So if you look at our moving averages here, actually, well, if you look at the daily stock RSI, it is pointing down, but like I said, you can stay in this kind of overbought territory on the stock RSI for quite a while. So it's not a perfect indicator on the daily. We bring up our moving averages here, right? Which is I have our 20-day, our 50-day, and our 200-day. We're clearly above our 200-day, which is good. As long as we're above that, we're pretty good here and bullish in the short term for Ethereum. We actually got right back over our 20-day, right? We knew that was kind of the next step we had to take. And now we also have our 50-day, which is coming back down here pretty fast, right? Which is approximately at about 24.64 at the moment, right? So if we break out of this cup and handle, for some reason we get a nice impulse up to 28.51, which would also break us back over that 50-day moving average. So we get back over all these. I think that's going to be pretty damn bullish for Ethereum and altcoins in general, right? So we'll see. I mean, Ethereum's looking good right now. I mean, you guys know me. Like if something looks bearish, I will 100% say, this looks bearish, guys. But Ethereum, I know I'm pretty biased because you guys know why I'm pretty biased here. But in general, Ethereum looks pretty good, guys. So I can't even fake out with you guys. But if you look here at Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, Ethereum Bitcoin ratio looks good too, right? We're getting a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame for the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, which could be really freaking good. Last time we got that bullish engulfing candle on the ratio was right here, and you guys can see what happened after that. So we also had another one right here, right? Another one right here. You can see those usually lead to pretty good size impulses for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So this is pointing to a move up for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. What does that usually mean? Well, that usually means that Bitcoin's bullish, because when Bitcoin's bullish, right, what do we usually see? We usually see the altcoins start to make some massive moves against Bitcoin. So we'll see. Maybe this is some type of indicator that's, going to be bullish for us for the whole crypto market. But like I said, pure speculation at this point. If you go to the daily time frame, there's not really much here on this. I was thinking that maybe there's some type of bull flag forming. You guys can see that kind of formation forming, but there really wasn't anything there. So we're going to ignore that. Real quick on Cardano. Let me take a sip of coffee here. Let's pump till Christmas. Let's go. What's up, Lupus Warrior? It's good to have you back. What's up, Jake Ryan? What's up, everyone? Anyways, Cardano, what did we talk about yesterday? Let's go to the 4-hour real quick on Cardano. Let me get rid of these moving averages so you guys can see it a little better. But look at Cardano, guys. We had the ascending triangle for Cardano. And what did we do? We played it out perfectly. Look at that. We broke out of the ascending triangle. And we know our measure move target out of this from top to bottom extrapolated at our breakout point. Well, you can probably put anywhere. It's a flat line of support, right? Or flat line of resistance. Puts you at 161, which matches up. If you actually look at this for Daddy Cardano, matches up perfectly pretty much with these next resistance points, right? Right here from June, right here from June. So that's kind of your next points there of resistance for Cardano. So nice breakout there on the 4-hour time frame. We got room to run on the 4-hour RSI. Yeah, I mean, you don't have any bearish divergence, no bullish divergence. It's kind of been the whole kind of scenario here for a lot of these coins. I got SHIB. Sorry to say it's doing well too. Bullish, good for you, man. Good for you. Like I said, I have no problem with people buying SHIB. But I hope you make money off of it, dude. Like I always say, I hope people make money buying SHIB at the end of the day. But SHIB is my rival. SHIB is my rival. It's my top indicator, right? So that's kind of the reason why I don't really want SHIB to do well, because it's my top indicator. If SHIB does well, that means meme coins are doing well, and that means that there's too much retail money flowing into the market, right? So it's kind of my top indicator. So that's kind of the secret reason why I don't like SHIB to do well, or really meme coins to do well in general. It shows that there's too much people trying to come into the market trying to get rich quick. But that's just kind of my opinion, dude. But I hope you make money off SHIB. I really do. I really do. Cardano, yeah. So we looked at that at Cardano. Let's go to the daily chart on Cardano. Let's look at our moving averages here. So obviously we know we're above our 200-day. Cardano's a freaking rock, man. We haven't even gotten close to breaking our 200-day moving average. It's been really, really nice. Really, really nice for Cardano. I know there's a lot of Cardano lovers in here. A lot of Cardano lovers in here. Shout out to all the Cardano. If you're a Cardano lover, put your hand up. Raise your hand in the chat. Raise your hand in the damn chat if you're a Cardano lover. I want to know you're here, and I want to hear you loud. I want to hear you super loud if you're a Cardano lover. Anyways, Cardano, broke up a ascending triangle here on the daily as well. Above our 200, we're now above our 20-day moving average as well, and we have our 50 coming up pretty shortly too. So you can see a lot of these altcoins. We just looked at Ethereum, right? We're now looking at Cardano. They're breaking their moving averages, guys. They're breaking even the short-term moving averages. They're getting back above their long-term moving averages. So we'll see what happens here at Cardano next on the 50. But that's really the next level to get back above. You get back above that, you're above all really your major moving averages that people look at, right? The 20, the 50, 200. So Cardano looking really good, guys. Looking really good as far as the structure goes. We know our next resistance is 160 if Bitcoin obviously continues up. Squiggy said ADA for life. Squiggy, I know you love ADA. I know you love ADA. Didn't you say that was the only one that you didn't sell? Was ADA or something like that? But we'll see. Let's see. Hey, Cavalier man, I hope SHIB turns into a coin that has some type of use case right now. I don't quite see it just yet. But if it does, that's awesome, man. That's completely awesome. Meme coins stole small cap alts this bull run. Yeah, pretty much, man. But anyways, that's really Cardano. Let's jump into some of the super chats here. I don't want today's morning stream to be too long, but I will continue it on. Guys. Squeeze said, 1 year ago today, I left myself a reminder. Oh, we did that one already. But once again, Squeeze, thank you so much, man. Blue Collar said, hey, Jordan, what is AMP doing? Is it about to break out? Well, we're seeing a lot of coins break out right now. We're seeing Bitcoin 34,727. So we're doing pretty good on that. Let's go check out AMP. AMP on the dollar. Let's see on the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom in a little bit here, shall we? Let's zoom in a little bit. So we know we had this kind of descending triangle. We're right at resistance, man. Right at resistance. We're getting squeezed. Look at that. You can't make that stuff up. You guys know all the time I talk about getting squeezed in between the 4-hour 20 EMA and
Jordan, thumbs up.
What's up, man? Hope you're doing good, dude. But anyways, we're getting squeezed between the 4-hour 20 EMA and the resistance. You guys know I talk about all the time. We see these coins like all the time get squeezed in between this exact moving average and either resistance or support, right? So perfect kind of setup right now. We'll see if this breaks out to the upside, but it looks like this has to do it. It has to break down or up here within this 4-hour candle. Now, you guys know I'm not sitting here with a crystal ball, right? I'm not a freaking magician, right? So I don't know which way it's necessarily going to break. A lot of it's going to depend on BTC, right? But if I had to guess, based off Bitcoin's price action right now, I would have to guess it breaks up because it looks like Bitcoin's breaking up from the symmetrical triangle as we speak right now. So I'm gonna guess up, right? Obviously that's pure speculation, just based off what BTC is doing at the moment, and in BTC's price action. So you break a descending triangle to the upside. I mean, that's pretty bullish, right? Because the descending triangle is typically bearish. So that's good. That's good. AMP looks good. If you zoom out on AMP, though, I mean, on the daily, you're really just in a big rising wedge at the end of the day, right? I mean, you have perfect touches on the bottom side, perfect touches on the top side. So that's really what you're watching here. If you break this to the upside, probably look for a move. If you can break your 20-day moving average, which has kind of been a pain in the butt for you, right? I mean, if you look here, I mean, resistance, resistance, resistance. If you break to the upside above that, I'd probably see a move at least up to 7.8 cents at the moment. But watch for this 20-day moving average. That could continue to be kind of a pain in the butt for you moving forward. Excuse me. No moon today. Not quite a moon today. Not quite moon today. Let's see. So that's really AMP. That's really AMP, man. AMP looks good right now. BTC chilling at the moment. Could just be a bad. If you go to like the 15-minute on BTC, which you guys know, it is kind of a stretch in it, but you're just getting some resistance on your previous high back there. So we'll see what BTC does in the next 30 minutes or so. Squeeze said, you get a green dildo, and you get a green dildo. Everyone gets a green dildo. Yes, I'm always saying it like that because lately I've been reading, I've been doing some research, and I've been kind of figuring out why I've been kind of black. I've been kind of black, you know, I can't say the word, but by YouTube, right? It's because I say some, I guess, controversial words, so it kind of makes some sense, I guess. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, I can't go too far into it. You guys know I have a big mouth, so I guess that's what happens when you have a big mouth. Anyway, Squeaky said, ADA for life. ADA for life, man. ADA for life. I love me some ADA. My number 3 holding. Used to be number 4. Now it's number 3. Chainlink has dropped to number 4 for me after this dip. It used to be number 3. GRT, Jordan. I don't know if you're asking for GRT or if you're just saying you're great, Jordan, but I appreciate it, Bullish, and I hope you're having an absolute fantastic day, man. Absolutely fantastic day. And you have a fantastic day tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is always one of the best days of the year, at least for me. It's always just a wonderful, wonderful day, right? Wonderful, wonderful day. But guys, like, what I've kind of seen lately is people saying TA doesn't work, and I completely agree, right? I think TA is kind of a subsidiary, I guess if the right word, to subsidiary to news, right? I think news, or at least big bullish and bearish macro news affects the price more than TA does. But I did want to kind of say that most of these patterns that have been forming for BTC have played out so perfectly lately. It's been ridiculous. And I did want to kind of note that, you know, all the ones we were really looking at, right? When we had this rising wedge, right? Typically a bearish pattern broke out to the downside perfectly, okay? And then inside that rising wedge, we had a head and shoulders broke to the downside perfectly, right? Then we come back down here, we had an inverse head and shoulders, broke to the upside perfectly, right? And now we have kind of the shorter term symmetrical triangle. You could argue that maybe it's some sort of ascending triangle forming maybe in the larger time frames, but so far broke to the upside perfectly. It's not always perfect, but I always kind of want to go through some of the last couple of patterns that formed and see if, you know, they worked out and then what they didn't. Now they don't always work out. Like I said, it's a lot of people like to say, you know, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news, or show me the news, I'll tell you the chart, or one of the other times. But you know, it's worked out pretty well so far, or at least lately. So we'll see. You need your fingers to trade crypto. You do. UD said TA would work if there's no manipulation. I agree. I agree. I agree, Mike. Definitely, Mike. I always said TA works. It's just news can obviously affect the charts more than technical analysis can. So when there's no news, TA works. When there's news, TA doesn't work. That's the way I like to put it. Squeeze said you should wear a priest outfit on stream and then promote T-Coin. How's Polkadot looking? Squeeze, did you pick up some Polkadot? That doesn't seem like you. That seems like you're kind of messing around with your Cardano, right? Seems like you're switching around a little bit here. I do have to say. But Polkadot, we talked about Polkadot. I mean, you have nice bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Now it kind of poked you up, right? You get it. It kind of poked you up. Come on, you guys got to get my dad jokes. But nice bullish divergence. It poked you up a little bit here, and then you came back down, and you're trying to get some movement. But Polkadot really hasn't been before. This is the wrong chart, man. Every single time, guys. But it's the same type of thing, right? Bullish divergence. You kind of poked up a little bit. You got resistance at this kind of pretty important level. Just looking left, and kind of important resistance looking left. And now you're just coming up. Now, if you go to the 4-hour time frame, maybe you're forming some type of ascending triangle, very similar to what Cardano was doing, right? Where you have higher lows and you get resistance at the same point on the top side. So nice little ascending triangle. It looks like, if it was to follow what Cardano did, it should pump up to the upside, but Polkadot's really been lagging behind the rest of the market. It just really hasn't been performing well for a while, but I guess that's the best time you want to scoop something up. When it hasn't been performing well in a while, that's typically the best time to buy. So we'll see what happens. But you do have, higher lows being formed here, bullish divergence, everything kind of pointing to higher upside here for Polkadot in the immediate short term. You also do possibly have an inverse head and shoulders that's forming here too, if you break this neckline. But it's the same thing as, the ascending triangle. It'll be the same, pretty much the same breakout target of that, right? So we'll watch this. If Bitcoin continues up, we'll probably see a move up to approximately about 2074 if this does break out to the upside, which also does make a lot of sense, right to your previous support back here. So that's that. We're back above our 4-hour moving average. Polkadot looks mighty good. ADA wants to run. ADA does want to run. We've been talking about it. Look at that. ADA continuing up 142 for Cardano. The ascending triangle, guys. Boom. We broke that ascending triangle, and we have been running pretty well since here. Like I said, we have a couple necessary. We don't actually have a ton of resistance until, you just look left, like basically on the 4-hour time frame. You might hit some right here at about like 145. You do have a local top here. But other than that, Cardano looks really good. I'm liking it, man. Going back to January, Cardano has been the best coin in the market. I agree. It's been rock solid. So Cardano has been a good mix of really good gains when the market's hot, right? And then also has been kind of a stable coin which is good at this point, right? It's been kind of a stable coin as the rest of the market has dropped. You look at Cardano, we're at the same price as we were back in February, right? March, April. So yeah, we've been going sideways for about 5 months, but that's actually been a good thing, at least right now, right? Because that means we haven't been dipping with the rest of the market. Cardano's been a rock. Absolute rock. BTC, an ascending triangle since the 19th, says Kongi. Ascending triangle since the 19th. Oh, yeah. Actually, I was looking at this morning. I completely forgot about it, dude. But thanks for reminding me, man. I was looking at this morning, actually. Thank you, dude. That's super helpful, actually. But yeah, you look at this. Look at that, guys. Thank you, Kongi. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, you look at this from this time frame. You could have an ascending triangle. This I think also goes into kind of our point where, you know, Bitcoin could be, hold on, is this the same as, where's my daily chart we're just looking at? Since the 19th. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this from this sense, I mean, I could definitely see that sentiment too. Definitely see that sentiment too. Kind of an ascending triangle since the 19th. I like it, man. That is freaking awesome, dude. And that would make a lot of sense because you had inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour right at that support. So that makes a lot of freaking sense, dude. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. If ETH pops to 2270, all will rip. Yeah, I agree, man. 2270. That's the big resistance here for ETH, right? That's the big cup and handle on the daily time frame of all things. Cup and handle on the daily. We break that, man. We're gonna see. I think that's really gonna lead the market here, but we got to break it first, right? We've seen plenty of these in the past where we've gone up to those levels and got rejected. So we got to really break that level. That's the key here for crypto at the moment. So many great buys. It's great. Good to see you back in the market, man. You scooped up some more in this dip. Biggest holdings right now are BTC, ADA, ETH, Cosmos, and DOT. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. BTC, ADA, and ETH. Top 3. You gotta get yourself some Link, Squigs. Seriously, man. All right. So we've been live for like 45 minutes. We got time. We got plenty of time here. We got plenty of time. I'm gonna be working on the stream a lot today, guys. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas, anything you guys want me to add to the stream, and I'm not talking not so much about the morning streams. You guys know the morning streams are just kind of chillaxing and things like that. If you guys have any ideas for my night streams that you guys want me to add, let me know. Like I said, I always am open to constructive criticism. Even if you tell me my stream sucks and I should change everything, go ahead. Let me know in the Discord. It really does help. Because like I said, I do want to make these the best. I want to make this the best possible stream, the best crypto stream on YouTube. That's my goal here. So, like I said, like I always say, I might not be the best host, right? But I want my stream to be the best, right? But or at least the best daily stream. I don't know. Or at least the best technical analysis stream, right? There's plenty of other streams out there that are really good. Like George's stream is really good for news. Pip-Boy's stream is really good for news. But I want to be the best technical analysis stream. So let me know some feedback. Let me know if my stream sucks. Morning streams, yeah. Morning streams are just for chilling, drinking some coffee, kind of just hanging out, talking some crypto, and not really. I don't like to have any structure in the morning because I'm kind of still half asleep right now. I'm still half asleep. I'm only halfway through my coffee here. You know what I mean? My biggest holding is Cake. I farm coins that have potential and use case. Yeah, man. That's kind of the way to go. You're already the best TA stream? Hey, I want it to be better. I want it to be better, man. Mark said pole dance. Man, I wish. Maybe if I start streaming on Twitch, I can pole dance, man. You know? Where's our boy Fashad? Fashad's hanging out with family tonight. Fashad's hanging out with family right now. So that's where Fashad is. I think that's why most of the streams, I mean, yesterday's stream was pretty low viewer. Today's pretty low viewer. I think most of the people are, you know, maybe they traveled for 4th of July and things like that. So I get it. But I'm also, like I said, I don't think I've been sent to the shadow realm by YouTube too. It's like I said, like most of the analytics right now, it's not just me too, it's other crypto YouTubers too. So I think it might just be a crypto wide thing, but you know, like I said, my analytics usually 50% subscribed, 50% non-subscribed as far as viewers go for the stream. Right now, it's about 90% subscribed, 10% unsubscribed. So something's going on. But you know, We shall see what happens in the next couple of days. I've been trying to switch stuff around, switching thumbnails, switching titles, and things like that. But I'll find out what the root of the problem is here. What's up, Brett? Happy 4th, Jay. In a nutshell, what's Yearn Finance? Good old show, boy. Good old show, boy. What's Yearn Finance? It's a DeFi project.
Happy 4th, Jay. In a nutshell, what's Yearn Finance? Good show, old boy. In
a nutshell. I'm not sure if you want to look at the charts or not, but I'll look at the charts for you because that's what we're here for at the end of the day. I mean, Yearn looks like a cup and handle bottom too, just like we kind of saw with Ethereum, right? Looks like you have this resistance line coming down. You also could maybe say even a inverse head and shoulders too, right? You see, you got your left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here. If you break this neckline, I mean, it's a classic bottom pattern there that could break you up to the upside. You obviously have to break that resistance first. Got to break this resistance or else it completely nullifies it. But could you see a nice move to the upside here? It's the same thing if you want to call that a cup and handle. Same thing, right? A lot of times the inverse head and shoulders can be classified as a cup and handle too. So a breakout target for this would be about 44,678. So you're looking good. Like a lot of like these other altcoins. Daily looks like the same thing. Daily looks more like a cup and handle here. They got the cup and the handle. So we'll see if that breaks out. But a lot of these altcoins showing bottom patterns, which is super bullish in my opinion. Super bullish. Obviously, they hinge on BTC, but man, if you're not long, you're short. Yeah. What are you speaking of, TA? What are your thoughts on Michael Saylor on Ben Cowan? I thought that I agree. You guys watched George stream the other day of his thoughts on that interview. That interview just seemed like a lot of talking and not a lot of substance. I think a lot of those answers were so long, and he was trying to make the same point in the whole interview, and it was a long interview for really answering 5 questions for us. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, Michael Saylor is obviously a huge Bitcoin maxi, and you guys know I love BTC. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I actually own more altcoins than I do Bitcoin, as you guys know. But yeah, I mean, you'll never hear Michael Saylor say anything bad about BTC. So you have to take some of his interviews with a grain of salt because he is the ultimate Bitcoin maxi, and he won't. If you start trying to argue with him, he'll just rebuttal you. I mean, a lot of his interviews aren't really so much interviews. It's just him kind of just trying to argue his point, right? So it's not really a lot of back and forth in a lot of the interviews with Michael Saylor. It's more of just, this is what Michael Saylor thinks. This is what we're kind of going with here, But yeah, I totally get why Ben was nervous, man. I mean, if I did an interview with Michael Saylor, I'd be nervous as heck. Hey, if I did an interview with freaking Ronald McDonald, I would be nervous as heck. So I totally understand why it wasn't the best interview in the world, but I totally get it, man. I totally get it. I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, Michael Saylor, do you like BTC? That's what I would be doing, honestly. That's what I'd be saying. Yearn Finance is a DeFi project. I mean, if you just want to kind of go over what it is, I mean, you can look at. I mean, if you ever want to know what something is, just go on CoinMarketCap, and it'll literally give you a kind of nice little explanation in here. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fundamentals guy, so I do research on the coins that I own, but I'm not. I'm more of a charts guy, more of a technical analysis guy. I do know some stuff about the projects that I do own, but I don't do a ton of research on other coins, right? So if I want to learn about a coin, I go over to CoinMarketCap. I'll go over and click their website, read some stuff about them. But like Yearn Finance, like how they sum it up is, I do know they're a DeFi project. I do know that. So they use automation to allow maximize profits from yield farming. So, I mean, that's kind of the synopsis. But if you ever want to learn anything about coins, go to CoinMarketCap, read this stuff. Go over their website. They'll give you good info on what it is, man. But like I said, Not my expertise. There's a lot of people that you know more stuff about the fundamentals than I do. So keep that in mind. Where's the good old BTT at, Jordan? What's up, Musty man? We'll look at BTT for you, dude. On this beautiful, beautiful 4th of July. Beautiful 4th of July, man. Buh. BTT on the 4-hour time frame. If we look here, man, I mean, dude, a lot of these altcoins are doing one of two things. They're either having a nice cup and handle, nice inverse head and shoulders, or they got ascending triangles. And you could almost argue that, you know, we're kind of looking at these charts with some bull goggles on, only seeing bullish stuff. But if you look at the smaller term time frames, I mean, right now, it looks, most of these altcoins look pretty bullish. I mean, you got higher lows here, making higher lows, rejection at the same point on the top side. Classic ascending triangle. Classic sellers showing exhaustion, at least right now. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to depend on what BTC does at the end of the day. But when Lambo, said John, I don't know when Lambo is, man. I hope Lambo is soon, though. I hope Lambo is soon, man. But yeah, breakout target to the upside is, you know, 0.0036 on this thing if we do break. But it's looking very, very similar to what we saw just recently with Cardano, where we actually just broke the same exact pattern to the upside. So could just be lagging a little bit behind the other alts. But, you know, it's looking good, man. Looking good at the moment. At least until BTC gets his next drop. And then we kind of will be looking good, right? TA works. Anyone who says otherwise is a noob. I wouldn't call him a noob. I wouldn't call him a noob. Let's be nice with each other, right? But TA works, but news trumps TA, right? So news trumps TA. If you get some huge news, bullish or bearish, it's gonna completely break any technical analysis. But when there's no news, right? When there's not going to say when there's no news, but when there's no huge news, technical analysis does work. But when there's huge news, it doesn't work, right? I mean, let's be honest. Like if you get some tweet where, you know, if we get some tweet tomorrow where it says Tesla's buying another $3 billion worth of Bitcoin and we're in some type of extremely bearish pattern, Bitcoin's just going to pump, right? It doesn't care. And it's the same thing on the downside, right? Where maybe we get something where, you know, Michael Saylor's selling some of his Bitcoin, right? That's going to, we could be in some extremely bullish pattern, right? But, you know, we could be oversold, extremely bullish pattern, right? Bullish divergence, all this type of stuff. But if Michael Saylor says, you know, MicroStrategy's selling all their Bitcoin, we're going to dump, right? So you got to take it with a little bit of grain of salt. It's not perfect all the time. And that's what I like to tell people, right? We're not sitting up here like magicians, right? We're not sitting up here with a crystal ball and all that type of stuff. We have to be realists at the end of the day. So, all the news is planned according to the TA. Could be planned according to the TA. It definitely could be. Definitely could be. Cardano going to $200, guys. Just like I love Cardano. You guys know I love Cardano, but someone said Cardano at $200. I mean, Cardano is at $1. Let's call it $1 just to be even right now. Cardano's at $1 right now. Its market cap is $50 billion. For it to get to $200, you're gonna have to times its current market cap by $200. Now, I don't have the brain capacity this morning to try to even do that math. I could do it. I just don't feel like doing it. That's going to be an extremely high number. That's probably not going to happen. Now, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, you know, years from now, but at least in the next probably 10 years, $200 Cardano is probably not very likely. That would trump, that would put its market cap like, I mean, it's a tenth of a Bitcoin market cap right now. I mean, that's going to put its market cap insanely high, right? So always think of it as far as terms of market cap when you're looking at, you know, can Cardano hit $200? Always look at its market cap, times it by that current number, and if it doesn't seem likely, it's probably not likely. And you guys know I love Cardano, right? You guys know I love Cardano, but I think, you know, let's start with a, you know, a $5, $10 Cardano, and then we can kind of go from there, man. We can kind of go from there. 9.2 trillion. Yeah, I mean that would put Cardano's market cap apparently at 9.2 trillion, which is currently 9 times the current level of the whole crypto market cap right now. So think of that. Think about that for a second, right? That's insane. That's insane. What's up, Oregon Duck, man? What's up, Oregon Duck? Shiba to $100. Technically speaking. Thanks for hanging out on the stream today, guys. You guys are always awesome, and I'm happy to be here every day, man. It's awesome. That's awesome. I could hang out here all day if I didn't want to wear myself out. Like if getting burnt out wasn't a thing, if like we were robots and we could do whatever we wanted to do all day without getting burnt out, I would stay on here all freaking day because I love doing this. Unfortunately, burnout is a thing, so I try not to burn myself out. But man, it's always a good time. Always a good time here. ADA Maxis are a different kind of breed. They're just super passionate. And also Cardano does a really good job at marketing. So you'll see a lot of these coins that have big followings because of their marketing. I mean, we've seen the big marketing with Dogecoin, big marketing with Shiba Inu. Cardano has really good marketing. And these a lot of these coins have some of the biggest, communities or maxis, as you could call it. So shout out to those coins. I mean, they market themselves extremely freaking well, man. Extremely well. So shout out to all them, man. You need guest hosts? I guess. The guest hosts. No one's actually brought that up before. So ecoms. Shout out to ecoms. Your ecoms, I do have to say for ecoms, one of the most positive people I've ever seen in my life. Like even more positive than like ecoms is probably more positive than the entire chat in here combined. I've never seen anything like it before. And I try to be positive, but man, I can't beat that. How's Edward? What's up, man? He said, "How is Matic looking long term?" Matic is looking. Let's see. Long term, Matic thinks looks really good. I mean, if you zoom out, you're really just in some big symmetrical triangle. It's to me, it's looking really good. Some big symmetrical triangle. You got 3 touches on the top side, 3 touches on the bottom side. We're waiting. We're just waiting for that breakout, man. We're waiting for that breakout. So, and the good thing is that we're coming from the upside, we're coming from the downside on this symmetrical triangle, right? We're coming into it like this, and we're consolidating. So usually these have, a bias, right? Symmetrical triangles have a bias of breaking in the direction that they came from, right? So you're coming from the upside, so you have a tendency to break these from the upside. So this is a longer term one, right? We've been in this really since, you could argue we've been in this since May 4, so almost 2 months. So we'll see, right? Our measure move target out of this is upwards of about 325, right? So we'll see if this breaks out, but we're looking pretty good, at least for long term, man. At least for long term. You're coming up on your 0.236 fib resistance, which actually marks perfectly with your downwards resistance on the symmetrical triangle. So if you break your 236, it's also going to break you out of your symmetrical triangle. So obviously a lot of it depends on what BTC does, and I'll, you guys might know my usual spiel, right? I mean, things could look bullish, BTC dumps, Matic dumps, and so forth. BTC pumps, Matic pumps. You guys know the whole spiel, right? But overall, I think this looks really good. Bust it. That was funny yesterday, man. That was really funny. It's too early for me to bust it right now, but man. Bust it. Small waist, pretty face with a big bank. That one's so that one's getting crazy, dude. That one's getting crazy. Like I've said, there's girls that are doing that on Snapchat that I don't want to see doing that. I don't want to see doing that. Maybe pick and discuss a new crypto once a week. Yeah, I could be doing that. I could be doing that. Greet perfection. What's up, Waterfly? Waterfly is always the homie too. Waterfly is the homie. Jordan is the GOAT of crypto, TA. What? Good to have you back too, Lovis. 10 trillion. All right. BTC is kind of consolidating. I mean, if we want to look at, we could look at, sometimes I do like looking at the short-term time frames just for fun. I think it was one of you guys got me into looking at the short-term time frames. Damn you. Damn you. I've been so good at not looking at the short-term time frames. But you know what? Sometimes it is cool to look at. You know, just for fun. I mean, if you want to look at the short-term time frames, I mean, you could argue, and I think this would be a bullish sentiment too, is, I mean, if you just look at this, we could have sort of a ascending triangle here on the 15-minute, which always, guys, take that into account. It's the 15-minute time frame, right? So if you want to look at this from this sense, I mean, you're making higher lows, getting rejected at pretty much the same point on the top side here. Looks like you're coming back down. Could just retest this, but would be bullish and as well. Would be bullish as well. You're nicely kind of cooling off your RSI here, which is good, right? Giving yourself more room to have another leg up. Perfect. That's what we want to see. But on the hourly, still a little oversold here. So we're patiently waiting to see what the next move is. Like we said earlier, I mean, you're just getting resistance on that 0.5 fib. The 0.5 fib is giving you some headaches here. And that's kind of the top of the ascending triangle as well. So that's really it on the short-term time frames, guys. I mean, it's really it, man. SS Technical, what's up? He wants KSM. I'll check it out for you. SS Technical. What a name, man. What a name. Where's Devontae Duke when you need him? Where's Devontae Duke? I miss looking at his damn name. Let's see. What are we looking at here for KSM? KSM, at least to me, I mean, if you say this is sort of the neckline here, something like this, right? I could make a case that you're trying to form some type of, you know, inverse head and shoulders. On the daily, it probably looks a little, it's probably better on the 4 hour, honestly. But, I mean, you could argue that this is your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder, right? So we'll see. All right, you gotta obviously curl back up here and get all the way back up to this kind of upward sloping neckline, right? But if you break that, I mean, could have a nice move to the upside. Like I said, all these altcoins forming, you know, bottom formations, at least on the smaller term time frame. So this probably will give you a target of, let's see, for Mr. KSM here, Kusama. Give you a target up upwards of 323, which would make some sense. Let's see if it's a fib level. I like to look at some of it, you know, as sort of fib level. Yeah, it's not really a fib level. It's not really a fib level. So we'll see. See what happens here for KSM. Oh, man. I'm going to slap myself in the face, man. Ethereum is about to tank after coming downwards into a triangle. Said Avery. ETH. What's ETH doing right now? I don't think it's going to tank just yet. I mean, you are at maybe some sort of resistance right now. I think it could pull back to 290, or about 210. Right? I mean, this just might be having the bull goggles on too. But you have a left shoulder, a head. If you actually do pull back here, right? Even if you come back up here, maybe get resistance, come back down, could maybe have some sort of inverse head and shoulders forming too again. We'll kind of keep that like that, see if that does play out going into tonight. But you know, ETH looking pretty good too, guys. If you guys are new to the stream, you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm here every day from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also I stream in the mornings, 3 to 4 times a week. Right, the morning streams are a little bit just more, you know, if I don't have any plans for the day and things of that nature. So, if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit that subscribe button. Really helps, especially with YouTube kind of doing its thing to maybe some crypto channels here. So, you guys also can leave a like too on the stream. Really, really appreciate it, and it goes a long way of pushing this out to more people, and you know, allowing me to make the stream better and better and better, which I want to do. And I have some big plans for in the future. So, no background music. No background music. No. I'm not a. I think the background music works for certain people, but also it probably turns more people off than like it, right? A lot of people like to listen to their own music in the background, right? So if you want background music, maybe throw your own music in the background. But you know, a lot of people don't like the background music. It gets kind of annoying after a while. I completely agree. So, no background music for me. It gives you the option to sort of listen to what you kind of want to listen to yourself in the background, right? So, did I take any courses? I did not take any courses. I self-learned. So I watched a lot of I watched. I mean, I guess if you guys know who Mitch Ray is, I watched a lot of Mitch Ray for a long time, spanning back years, right? And I kind of just learned over time. Also, I mean, I watched a couple, you know, free YouTube courses and things of that nature, but it really comes with experience and just learning what comes best for you. Because TA, you can take a course, but what you might be learning might not work for your own style, right? So a lot of the stuff I use might not be the same stuff that, say, Mitch Ray uses, or any other streamer, or any other person that does technical analysis, right? It's all kind of what works best for you, right? So a lot of people might not like pattern trading. A lot of people might like moving average trading, or might like Fibonacci trading, or, you know, might like really any type of other this support and resistance trading, right? There's so much different types of styles you can learn. You just got to find what works best for you and what you have an eye for, right? That's really what it comes down to. So, in the future, I might be making some sort of course. You know, it's obviously optional, but at least right now, I don't really have the time to really do. I started one, didn't really have time to finish it. Right, I have a lot of stuff going on, so maybe in the future I'll make one of those, but we shall see. We shall see. George, the beach is waiting. I'll make a bomb dive for the top of the diving board for you. Thank you, George. Enjoy your day, man. Enjoy your day. It's not the nicest day up here in New England today. The last 2 days have been really crappy, like really misty and rainy and all that stuff. But yeah, there was a stretch I went like 5 times in 1 week to the beach. But lately, it's either been way too hot, it's been 100 degrees, or it's been like misty and rainy. So, man, it's been pretty bad. Yeah, Mitch Ray is really good. He knows what he's talking about. I learned a lot of my stuff from Mitch Ray. So, he has a little bit different style, right? His personality isn't for everyone, right? He's a little bit. I love this is coming from someone that loved. I watch Mitch Ray every single day for like I would say probably for over a year. But his style is a little bit more combative, right? He's not as much of as kind of a beginner friendly that I would probably say my streams are. I try to keep things very simple and easy for people to understand. His is a little bit more, you kind of already got to kind of know what you're kind of looking at to kind of understand what he's talking about a lot of the time. So keep that in mind as far as Mitch. But Mitch is awesome. I love Mitch. And his personality is a little bit more combative, right? A little bit more combative personality. You kind of got to understand his humor to really understand. It's kind of like me, right? My personality is kind of, if you don't really watch my stream often, you might not kind of understand a lot of my jokes and stuff. So I'll leave it at that, man. The number makes me hyper enough. Yeah. Drink some water. I gotta run to the store and get some more water jugs, man. Some water jugs. What apps do you use on your phone for trading? I don't use any apps on my phone, personally, man. When I'm not in front of the charts, I do that on purpose. When I'm not in front of the charts, I don't want to look at my phone, right? So if I'm not home, I don't want to look at any technology because I stare at the screen all day. Where if I'm not home, I want to take that time to, look at nature, right? Because if you look at the screen all day, it's just like, it gets exhausting, right? So I try to spend at least 2, 3, 4 hours a day outside, not looking at screens. It's important, especially for someone that is in front of the screen a good proportion of the day, right? I'm in front of a screen probably 8, 9, 10 hours a day most days. So it's good to take a little bit of a break every now and then. All right. I might call it a stream here, guys, just because. Like I said, I want to take a little bit of time off today. It's Saturday. I'm going to be working on, actually, I'm not really taking time off. I'll probably, it's raining out, so I'm not going to take my daily walk or daily run or anything. So I'll probably just work on my stream, work on some of the stuff I'm working on behind the scenes. I'll probably be hanging on the Discord for most of the day today if you guys need me. So hit me up on Discord with any recommendations for the stream. As always, I appreciate any recommendations. Even if you hate something I do, let me know. Let me know if you hate something I do. But like I said, my goal is to make this the best stream as possible. So when, crypto starts picking on back up again, it's the most entertaining and best stream possible. The night stream I'm talking about. The night stream is the main event. All right. So I'll catch you guys later, 7 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. As always, make sure you guys hit the like button before you go. Follow me on Twitter, especially. Go follow me on Twitter. Definitely helps. And I'll catch you guys later. Nick Hill, what's your XRP long-term goal? I could see most altcoins after this dip is over, whenever this dip is over, whether it's a couple months, weeks down the line, probably see, I could probably see a $5 to $10 XRP, depending on how much FOMO comes into the end of the market, though. But I don't like doing long-term predictions, my man. So I'll look at XRP in tonight's stream if you guys are watching it, but catch you guys later. All right? Peace.